I was tired by the end of gluing all these, I'm not going to lie. I glued Mexico upside down, so that's all right. I apologize.
Just flip it the other way.
Yes, the text will be upside down. Now,
Ladies and gentlemen, can I sort of part the seas a little bit? Can I have half of you kind of this way a little bit, and half of you this way a little bit? Does that work? And then when you come up to talk about your flag, you can stand by Miss Melanie. All right. Thank you.
Beautiful artwork.
Well, this is the Puerto Rican flag. The red represents the blood of the war in World War to fight for their independence and freedom.
That's
Can I
right.
do it?
Okay.
I want to go.
Hold on, you'll go next.
This is the Colombia's flag, and it's the Cuba flag.
Do you remember what the yellow in the Colombia flag means?
The yellow means for the gold.
They have a lot of gold in Colombia, and that's why they incorporated that big color into their flag.
You can tell from here.
Yep, see how it takes up most of the flag?
Yeah, because there's a lot of gold beams.
There is a lot of gold.
And some people also steal it.
Yes, they do. All right, let's go to the turn. Ina?
This is the Greek flag. The plus represents what?
Well, the Greek flag represents democracy, right? The
Greek
blue
flag?
and the white.
The blue and white represents democracy, and this is the Greek flag. The red means the blood of the slavery.
That's right.
And this means
Inside, it's the island. It's like their country's crest. It's the island with 3 muskets and the palm tree from Haiti. And then the blue is also for their liberty, right?
this is the American.
And that's the American flag, okay? But you already told our flag. You want to talk about the Russian flag?
I don't even know.
Which one is it?
Listen to your classmates.
Has the Russian flag changed over time? Didn't it used to be just red with a sickle and a hammer a long, long time ago? Well, it did, a long time ago. And now it's this flag, and this flag, what does it stand for? Do you remember? No? Okay, so flags with red, white, and blue usually stand for the same thing. It's usually freedom, liberty, revolution, independence. All of those things are encompassed in the colors. That's why they have them. Revolution means you stand up for your rights. You're not going to be pushed around by anybody. You want to come up? And what's
The green represents
the rich green land?
the rich green land of Pakistan. The white represents the minority, and the star and the moon represent the religion.
That's right, okay, because in the 1940s, Pakistan became an Islamic country, which is why their flag is more religious than it is necessarily sending a message of freedom or anything like that. What they're saying is that they are taking on the Islamic religion, and the crescent moon and the star are symbolic of that, which is why they incorporated that into their flag, okay? Because that was important for them to have that religious freedom now. Does anybody else want to share? That's Albania, that's right. What is that? Do you know what's in the middle?
The double-headed eagle.
That's right.
And the red represents
Can't remember. That's okay. You were very good. That's right. This is the double-headed eagle on their flag of Albania. It's a really cool flag, right? Like, no, I'm not flag rocking a double-headed eagle. I think it's pretty awesome. Hold on one second. Let's let everybody have a turn who didn't have a turn. Talk about the Mexican flag. You don't remember? The what? Okay, so we're going to talk about the Mexican flag. Okay? The green is representative of the beautiful green and lush trees and foliage that are in Mexico. White is for purity, okay? And the red is for blood that has been spilled in the many wars Mexico has fought, because Mexico has actually been taken over several times by other countries. The Spanish, the French, the British, even America has had conflicts with Mexico over time when we first started to become a country. We there's a whole Mexican war that we fought with Mexico and took over land. So that's what the red is resemblance of. All right, we still have a couple more. How about South Africa? Or yeah, Egypt.
The red is for the blood and the white is the kindness of the Egyptians, their heart.
That's right.
The black is for the grave, like the good grave. And the eagle is for the soldiers.
Very good. That's right. Very good. Oh, good job. Yeah, come on.
This is the South African flag. The green is for green grass. The moon stands for the
Independent.
independence.
You know the red's for blood.
The red is for blood.
Do you remember why it has yellow and black too?
No, I forgot too.
Okay, so it's representative of all the other countries and the influence because South Africa was, you know, it was suffered from a lot of imperialism, and it was Danish, it was British, there were lots of different influences in that country. So when they gained their independence as a country and they created their flag, which I think is beautiful, it has all the colors in it, it's really pretty, they incorporated all of that history into their flag. So even though some people might look at it as a negative thing, you know, being taken over by these other people, you won your independence, why would you want to put that in your flag? Well, it's a remembrance of the times that they've had to overcome as a nation. And I think that's a beautiful thing, to have things that remind you, even if it isn't a positive thing, it's something to remind you that we have to be better as humans, right? And we did South Africa, why? Why did we do South Africa? What was important about your lineage? Do you want to share?
Well, we're African American, right? So we don't know exactly what country we come from in Africa. So
That's
we
right.
pick the flag that's pretty.
Yeah, the flag was pretty. And I like that South Africa is a country that, you know, in the 90s really got their freedom, and that wasn't very long ago, and I think that kind of all ties in. And I think it's important to say that, you know, sometimes there are things that happen in human history that are considered injustice, and it is unfair that people got taken from their homes and brought somewhere, and they can't go back and look to see exactly where they come from. But I'm glad that we have this experience and we can talk about these things, right, and share this with each other, because it's important to acknowledge those things too.
The people when the Nazis took over in one country, the people were kicked out of their homes because the Nazis wanted to take over.
That's right. Well, humans don't always do the right things, right? We don't always make the right choices. But when we make a mistake, we're supposed to learn from it, right? And that's the most important lesson. You know better, right? Okay.
And to make us fight with the country was America did take over, or then no, it wasn't America, some other country.
Well, it was Germany.
Germany,
Yeah.
they took over Germany because people they had the supplies and stuff. But there was a group of little soldiers that kept on exploring the supplies of the Russians until they started taking over.
Okay. Well, we know that war is bad, right?
Yes.
Right. And we're going to grow up to make a better future for our children, right? That's right. Okay. So what was something that we did? We used tempera paints to paint our flags on, but what did we add? What did we give this?
We add some tissue paper and we add some little dots.
We did. We added dots. What was it supposed to look like? What was it supposed to be? Do you remember?
Supposed to be
What do you call that blanket that you sew all the pieces together?
a knit.
A knit? No, close. A quilt. That's right. It's supposed to be like a quilt, right? Because a quilt has shapes, and the shapes are all sewn together, right? And I think it was cool because flags are essentially made out of what? Fabric, right? And so are quilts. They're made out of fabric too. So it kind of all went together, right? I think it came out beautiful and colorful, and thank you for sharing with us, guys, okay? Does anybody else want to say anything else about their flag?
We can go